Welcome to the Armoured School. This presentation is for the Year 8 GCSE options. The aims of the presentation is to give parents and carers information to support students in making their GCSE choices for years 9, 10 and 11. An information pack has been sent out to all parents and students with all the information they need about different subjects and information about the options evening, which is taking place on Thursday the 3rd of March. If we start by talking about the qualifications we run at the Armoured School. At Key Stage 4, we run GCSEs, BTECs and VRQs. We label these as Level 2 qualifications. Students take these qualifications in years 9, 10 and 11. Students also gain the opportunity to get the status of the English Baccalaureate, which we'll come to later on. Moving on to Level 3 courses, we run at Armoured Sixth Form. These consist of generally A-levels and BTECs. Looking at the qualifications we run at Level 2, we run a GCSE, a BTEC and a VRQ. The GCSE is the most common assessment we have. This is where students have a terminal examination, so they sit their exam at the end of Year 11, and it has a small amount of coursework. The GCSE is graded from grades 1 to 9. The BTEC is assessed with a pass, merit or distinction at Level 2. These are modular, so therefore students can be assessed en route in year 9, 10 and 11. Each of those modules will be added together to give them their final grade. The majority of these subjects are coursework based and there's less emphasis on a terminal examination. A BTEC Level 2 has the equivalent of one GCSE. The vocational route, which is a VRQ, is graded in the old system of A to E. These have terminal examinations and are generally based around work-related activities. The VRQ has the equivalent of one GCSE. We mentioned earlier about the English Baccalaureate. This is not an additional qualification. It's a status that can be claimed if students achieve a grade 4 or higher in English, maths and science, humanities subjects like history or geography, or a modern foreign language, French and German. Some Russell Group universities favour the English Baccalaureate, although it's not a determining factor for all universities. Having a look at the different qualifications and their grades, you can see on the left-hand side here the old grading system from A star to U. The new grades of grades 9 to U and the equivalents of the BTEC's pass and merit. You can see there that a standard pass, a 4, and a strong pass, a grade 5, is the equivalence to the old grade C. That also links to the Level 2 pass for a BTEC qualification. All students will follow our core curriculum. This consists of English, Maths and Science, which are taken as assessments at the end of Year 11. These are terminal examinations, they are GCSEs. All students follow a curriculum of physical education, which is not examined, and also PSHE and religious studies, again, which is not examined. Students have been split into different pathways. These are recommended routes for students. They're not set in stone. That's an important factor to remember. So if a student would like to study something that's not on their pathway, you just need to get in contact with their tutor or with myself, and we can discuss how our best way forward of moving them from one path to the other. These pathways are based on information we currently have, and they're to support students, not to limit their access to certain courses. Like I said, changing pathways is possible. All it means is we need to have a conversation as to the appropriate courses that the students wish to take. Having a look at these pathways, you can see in the middle here, both pathways have the majority of the same courses. In fact, pathway 1, which tends to have a higher mathematical requirement of triple science and computer science, and pathway 2 of construction and health and social care are more vocational based. So therefore, actually, the two pathways are very similar in the courses that are available. On both pathways, students will gain the ability to achieve 9 GCSE qualifications or the equivalent, and they can have the opportunity to achieve the English Baccalaureate. In order to submit the forms, students have been set a task on Firefly. That looks like this. The booklet that's been emailed out to parents and to students has got a copy of both pathways, so you can see both pathways, and you can then make your decision based on your options evening information as to which subject you would like to take. This has got 2 reserves. These reserves are very important in case we are not able to fit the combination that your child would like to study. Some common questions that we have are based on the website. So please visit our frequently asked questions just below. Also, common questions can be answered if you attend our options evening on Thursday, the 3rd of March. You've also got lots of contact information on this webpage to contact specific subject teachers, the form tutors, the head of year, or myself, Mr. Merrick, as Key Stage 4 coordinator. You've also got the opportunity to book a video consultation with myself prior to the options evening if you would like to discuss any changes for options. That brings me on to my final part of options evening. This is the best source of information that you and students will have to discuss with specialist teachers whether subjects are appropriate. It also gives you a route way in terms of where you can go next with Armwood Sixth Form. You also gain an opportunity to speak to Mr. Vibert, the head of year. Other areas where you can help support students. Support them in their research on Firefly. Tutors have been working with students for the last term on researching different courses that we offer here at the Armwood School. You can look at the students' progress reports. This will give you an indication of how well students are doing in certain areas. Considering future steps, for example, going onto the Armwood Sixth Form website to seeing the courses we offer there, will help you plan a route way through to Sixth Form. On options evening, Mel Bennett, our careers advisor, will also be available to discuss future possible careers. Her email is on the screen as at the bottom. So finally, Thursday the 10th of March is the deadline for these option forms. That gives us time in order to be able to create the curriculum for all of our Year 8 students ready for next year. Thank you very much for listening to the presentation. As I mentioned before, if you have any other questions, please visit the frequently asked questions, come and see us on the options evening, or my email address is below and you can email me. Thank you very much.